now that he's gone.
Right now, or would you like to talk about that later?
Let's
right now, should we get into
That's
it?
called
Just
a
get into
tease.
what's happening.
Let's do it right now.
No, let's talk about
since we're
getting into
here.
it and then never
never get into it. And that way we can build everyone up and disappoint them.
Yes, exactly.
No, well, yeah, I guess since we're already organically here.
Okay, so he, for those of you that don't know, he is stepping down as showrunner, but that doesn't mean that he won't be back. He says he's probably going to pop in every 2 weeks and just kind of have fun and check in on everybody, but he's not going to take on the insane workload that is running True Blood.
Right.
Mark Hudis, who he has been friends with forever and has been a writer on the show from the beginning, is taking over, and he is more than qualified and an exceptional creative mind. And look, if we haven't figured it out in 5 years at this point, come on.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
5 years is a well-oiled machine.
Sure.
So it's going to be fine.
And it's certainly, and I know people probably know this, it's not unusual at all for
No,
a
not
show
at all.
creator and a showrunner to
No.
then move on and have somebody else take over. Joss
Absolutely.
Whedon did it with Buffy, and then he left
Yeah.
Angel to make Firefly, and they're all still terrific.
Exactly. It's a great example. And it's really just about building your baby and letting it fly, you know? Yeah. So just gonna fly. Just gonna put little wings on her back and just fly.
That's a train that done sail.
Yeah. Well,
Talk about
oh my God,
Ryan
that was the best one.
Quanten.
That was amazing.
Everybody.
Jason is seriously one of my favorite characters because he is an emotional savant. He is. He's like intellectually maybe a little bereft. That's okay. We still love him. But he's emotionally so attuned to like actual human behavior.
Yes, very
Definitely.
true. Very true. He's Ryan just as an actor is just a comedy. Powerhouse.
amazing.
It has to be the hardest
Powerhouse.
role.
It is. I mean, playing dumb is the hardest thing
Exactly.
to do. And he is a very intelligent yogi, basically. Like, Ryan is a yoga-bodied, Aussie, perfect, brilliant mind. You know, he's just like, I just love that guy. And I don't know, he's so good
He's
at being
amazing.
real dumb. Real dumb.
Yeah.
Also, that line was amazing.
That
Yeah,
line
but the
was
thing is, he
forever.
plays it real. He plays
Yeah.
it real all the time. So even when he says something, it takes you a second to go, did he just he just said that?
Who's the dumb one now?
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, let's talk about Jason and the whole thing with his parents and why he all of a sudden hates
Why is
vampires.
he seeing them?
Yeah.
No, that's totally
He's been
appropriate.
seeing them for a while. I don't really know what's going. I have no answer. I don't really know what's going on with that whole thing.
Yeah, because he
you know?
hasn't hated vampires.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
has.
vampires.
He's
He
back and forth.
actually no, everyone. He has hated vampire. He has had a love-hate, mostly hate relationship with vampires since season 1. He was not trusting of Bill. He was upset that Sookie was dating Bill in season 1. He went and he joined the Fellowship of the Sun in season 2. And then he sort of came around and he started to soften up. But this actually doesn't come out of nowhere. It's really in line with his character. And then if you add to the fact that he then finds out that his parents
Were killed.
were killed by vampires.
And he's been
Yeah.
heartbroken by Jess.
By Jess.
And he almost got turned.
Yeah.
And, yeah. Who thought he was really going to get turned?
I wondered, but they can't. I
hoped
mean, there has
not.
to be somebody human. So.
Yeah.
There aren't that many
Who's
left.
left that's human?
It's Andy.
Andy.
Andy,
Arlene.
Arlene,
Arlene.
Andy,
Lala,
Arlene.
but Lala's like
No,
his
no, no,
own-
he's a medium.
Yeah, he's a medium.
That's
Terry.
still human, technically.
Terry is
Terry.
Terry. Yes.
Terry. After the battle with the Ifrit.
I
was
loved.
cool.
I loved seeing Lala and the two with like the little three, the three
That was the
girlfriends
cutest thing
clique.
ever.
Was
Yeah,
The
they've been
girlfriends.
friends for a while now. Those three, you know, and I really like them together. I like watching them as a little unit.
You told us they had a lot of fun that day.
Oh
on
my gosh!
set.
Apparently,
Yeah.
apparently they had the best time on set as she was having like the best orgasm in the world, aka having 4 fairy babies. That's apparently the way that they have babies.
My sister just had a kid a couple weeks ago,
and it wasn't that.
I
huh?
don't think it was.
I don't
that.
think it was that.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
With
Sorry
the
to
leg
hear
lift.
that. I think
As Arlene said, any red-blooded American human
it's
is not having
like
a baby
not-
like that.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen now? Andy has 4 fairy...
I'm so excited to see Andy Belfleur deal with 4 babies.
No.
Right?
And they're all girls, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that so? He has 4
girls.
daughters.
Oh my
4
God.
Sookies, essentially. He
Yeah.
just had 4 Sookies.
Now, here's the question, though. Here's the question. Are they, okay, And this is the fairy thing that I struggle with. How much of a fairy Suki is versus how like she's an eighth or she's a quarter. In the book, she's like, it's like her great.
yeah.
So my question to you is this. Are these babies, because they literally are half fairy,
They're half.
Yeah.
going to age differently?
That's what I was wondering, the same thing.
Well, the thing is that the fairies only age differently because they're in fairyland.
the fairy realm,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So in the realm, that's just a different time zone. So if they weren't in the realm the whole time, they would age,
Like a human.
right? Is that
Is that
right?
what we're
Somebody
thinking?
tweet us and tell us.
Yeah,
if
chat
that's
roll,
right.
chat roll, or
Chat
Twitter.
roll us and tell
Yeah.
us, because
Well, I was just wondering because
That's my theory of the moment. I don't know if I'm right.
well, yeah, the pregnancy,
pregnancy
was so fast.
like in 2 weeks.
yes,
and they look
In
like
the fairy
6-month-old
realm.
babies.
But well, she was in the middle. She was in that sort of refugee camp, which supposedly isn't subject to the rules of the time of the fairy realm.
Really?
Yeah, and it still only took 2 weeks for the kids to gestate.
Oh my goodness.
So maybe they're
Oh
gonna.
my goodness.
That's a lot of twins to have on set.
That's a lot of twins to have on
Not
set.
that. Oh my gosh! There's so many twins already. There are 2 in Anna. Sam just had 2. Anna's walking around as 3 people right now, y'all.
I know,
Can we
she
talk
did
about how
so
you never saw
great.
anything?
Never saw anything.
So so we've been using a body double, as well as some CGI, apparently. So I was like, I feel like I'm gonna go back and be like, frame by frame, like, how did they, I don't understand. So there's the moment when she's like, Jason! And she runs out of the fairy realm. And then there's like, you see this pink thing running in the background. That was not Anna. That was definitely, because she's big at that point. She was big, so.
She was ready to give birth like pretty shortly. Like,
Oh no, she's still
she's still
Yeah,
pregnant.
she's still pregnant.
She was like
Yeah.
5.5 at the end of the,
at the end
think.
when you finish shooting.
Yeah,
When did you guys finish shooting anyway?
middle of July? Is that right? Middle of July. I mean, it's just like year round. It just it goes on and on and on and on. It's
When
so
you-
crazy. We just work forever.
And when do you guys go back for season 6? Is
End
it
of November.
End of November. Okay.
So do you have your scripts already for the first? You don't
Apparently,
have
they're
anything.
breaking season
They're
6
breaking it
now.
Okay.
So yeah, I got one email. Obviously, I can't tell you what it said.
Sure you can. Sure you can.
No.
We're just a bunch of girls, just Lafayette. We're just having
Exactly.
cocktails.
Watching.
Okay, can we talk?
Dream.
Also, we need to address the fact that Lala was just shaking it. Just
Oh
shaking
my God,
it.
yes.
Just looking at it and shaking it.
He is so amazing.
He's also such a straight man, and that's the thing that people don't even. He's just a transformer, you know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
He's a very straight man, and
He's coming up.
amazing.
He's coming up. He's in something that's coming out soon.
Is he?
Yeah, I'm
think
pretty
so,
sure.
yeah.
I'm trying. I'm sorry if you guys know what it is. Let me know.
What is
Oh,
it?
look at the chat roll.
What is it? Tell us. What is it?
But yes, he is playing a straight man in that. Which he's just a tremendous.
he's a
tremendous,
transformer.
Tremendous actor.
He's incredible. He's absolutely incredible.
Yep.
Can we just talk about Dennis O'Hare?
Let's start.
I die for Dennis O'Hare.
He's incredible.
My
And
first
gone.
table read with him and gone. My first table read with him, I was literally, I'm sure I tweeted about it. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe get some of the guest stars. I just tell the I can't tell you who it is, but I really love him. I just, oh God, he's across from you and he's just saying every word and just pulling it out into taffy, and you're just like, you just watch him like he's just a fucking, he's a genius.
It's a quote from the show.
It's a quote from the show.
Totally. Quote from the show.
Quote from the show.
Somebody says
you
that.
had said that you guys were like tripping out at all the body counts when you were doing.
Yes.
And he was the biggest one, right?
He was the first. So he's the first one in this episode to die.
Yeah.
Right? Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So anytime anyone dies that we love, in a table read, everybody goes, oh, and it's like a big thing, and when he just goes, oh, fuck. And he made that 4-letter word, he pulled it out, and we all were like, woo! Oh, I think he got a standing ovation at that table read.
I'm
pretty
so
sure.
sad to see
surprise
him
me.
go. I'm so sad. I'm
know.
heartbroken. He was by far one of my favorite characters on the.
That's why they brought him back,
Yeah.
because he's just he's so good.
And he and Newland together. Which
How
is
great!
so cute.
I know. I love that couple, but I can understand on the part of the writers though I love Russell and I want to see Dennis O'Hara and everything all the time, I can understand on the part of the writers, given what happened with Bill this episode, you can't have that exist in the same world that Russell also exists.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
then you've got kind of competing big bads in that season.
Yeah.
You
And
need-
also, it's really great to, the show is really like Bill and Eric, right?
Right.
It's like they're always just dancing around each other.
Sure.
And it's always this power struggle. So to have Eric step up and be the one that killed him just kind of makes you go, oh, God, he's just so powerful,
Yeah.
Thank you, Eric, So it just sort of makes him rise to the
Yeah. And that
the
scene was so
fairies
well done.
loosened the jar, though. The fairies did loosen the jar on that
Yeah.
kill a little bit.
Oh, yeah, they helped. They helped a little
They
bit.
helped.
Debris.
So your team, you said your team Eric this
I feel,
season.
as of right now,
After what happened?
I
what
totally
happened.
am. I'm Team Eric.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? So we call well, we started calling Bill Billith as soon as he turns.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't know who thought of it. I don't know if it's a crew member. I don't know, but he turns into the puddle, right, and then he comes out, and we're literally like, is he going to be red for the entire?
Yeah.
And naked.
Naked, I'm fine with that. I'm just going to state for the record that if he's naked, Alcide can do it too. Fine with that.
Hey,
Yeah,
come
but is
on, the
he
more
gonna-
the merrier.
Is
It ain't
he-
that bad.
Oh, yeah.
Is Stephen Moyer going to be okay being naked and covered in what is essentially chocolate sauce? For
It's
an
not
entire-
chocolate sauce.
What is, but
What
it's
is it?
like
We
a-
have like 7 different kinds of. I'm sure it's
Blood.
more than that at this point, but apparently there's a newish one that is not sticky, so you can paint the person,
Oh, okay.
and it
Yeah.
looks wet, but it dries.
Probably
and
type of
it's-
latex then.
I don't really know. I don't think it's latex,
No.
so you can't pull it off. But everybody's so happy about it.
Okay, so it's a
right
better
now. They're like,
blood.
thank God for the dry
yeah.
blood.
We
whatever
felt
that
bad for
is.
Lilith.
Yeah,
We
but
really
Jessica, Jessica Clark, did she have any stories about just being, was she in that all day?
Yeah, I assume.
God.
We were
I
wondering how
assume.
she went to the restroom.
Yeah.
Did they just
Last
have to
week.
repaint her butt, or how did she sit down?
I guess you squat. You just don't
You
sit.
just squat and you don't
just
sit.
squat.
She just has to stand there the whole
Can you
time.
imagine?
No.
God. And then also Sam is completely, when he explodes the head of the vamp,
Yeah.
it's like
That was
he
so
was
cool.
okay, so that was a lot of body makeup, right? A lot of red, and that was the first layer, and then there was a lot of painting of the dry blood, and then there was these, what do they call them? Oh, they've got a funny weird name, but it is latex, and that's
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
the stringiness is made out of. And so when we stake somebody and they explode, that's all that stringy stuff. He was literally just like putting it on himself. He looked
my God.
amazing on the day. Oh my gosh! I came up to set because they did the explosion, and then I came to set and I sat down because I was like, just call me when it's done because you don't need too many cooks, So I came. Sat down. I'm in Newland's suit, and I walk in. He just looked so amazing. He was like regal.
Oh my
I was
God.
like, you have no idea how cool you look. You look so cool. He was like, okay, cool, good. But I was like, I'm like,
can I
are
shower?
I was like, are you cold? He's like, I'm freezing. It's getting kind of cold. I was like, you look so amazing. He's like, all right, okay.
I'm sure that helped him get through the scene.
Yeah, but I mean, I literally walked up and I was like, you have to know how cool you look. You look so good. So
That
Makes you want to explode a body a little bit.
yeah,
That was
was-
a great kill.
that was
Very
amazing.
creative.
very good kill. Right?
He
I
always has
loved
the best
Rosalind.
kills. He has the best kills.
He has the best
Honestly,
kills.
yeah.
From
Sam
the
has-
Maynard to
Gore's a Maynard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sam does
I mean,
have the
can
best kills.
let's take a moment to talk about Sam through this season, okay?
Yes.
Because my man was the biggest badass of the season.
It's
look
true.
At this.
Seriously, he starts. What's the beginning of the season? What happens? I don't even remember. What's the first thing that happened in the season?
He helps, he saves Alcide. He takes
saves
a beating
Alcide.
for
That's
Alcide.
He
right.
takes a beating for Alcide.
Yeah.
Next, what happens next?
He
I'm
tries
testing
to-
the
You-
fans.
No, no,
He's
well-
testing the fans.
He tries to take a bullet for you.
Yeah.
He takes a bullet for me.
Yeah.
And then you give him hell.
And then of course.
I
Luna
Why?
has anger,
we have
anger
to give him
management
some
issues.
credit. You guys are lovely together, but there's a lot of drama.
There's a lot of drama. A lot of drama. I will stick up for my character in 2 seconds. But let's
Okay.
talk about how badass Sam is.